right, so we got three things we're gonna do here. One is that we're gonna connect the water coming from the roof to these pipes. So these are pipes I dug down when I did this foundation. So we're gonna fit them to take the water coming down from the roof. As it is right now, all the pipes are connected to this point here. So there's also perforated pipe going around the garage, acting as a drainage. They are also coming out here. So we're gonna do a connection from here, leading all the water out to a big hole I started to dig there. We're gonna fill that with rocks. So all the water now coming from the drainage and the roof is getting collected here, because this is where the pipe is coming out. So in a previous video, I dug down that oil separator that's sitting there. So the water coming from inside the garage is going inside the oil separator, separating all the oils from the water, if I spilled any of that in the drain. And that water is later coming out here. I'm gonna start with digging a little ditch here so we can get rid of the standing water there and start digging that up. So this pipe coming here now, that's from the down pipe coming down there. So that is leading here. So we're gonna connect that down pipe to this. Also, I'm gonna connect everything to one line. And we're gonna go here, connecting this, because that is coming, well, from the two down pipes there. The only thing here now is that my heating system, so I'm heating this with a, well, heat system. So I got 4 hoses going. I believe they're going from here and down to the lake there. It's not super far down here, I know that. Yes, I gotta be kind of careful not taking them off. And I believe they were going in a line, well, like this and down to the lake. So I'm gonna try going on the side here to the coming stone casket there. So this pipe is also something I need to fix. That thing is coming out here. So that's just an empty pipe. The plan with this now is that the water pipe is gonna come from the well I'm gonna build. Yeah, so this is the C-heat system that goes down here. I'm gonna lengthen that to maybe come out here somewhere. You can see how much water is pushing out from underneath the garage. This is the drainage pushing out the water. So the 4 pipes for the heating system is coming out there and going that way. So I'm gonna dig here kind of deep so I can also get the drainage bed connected. There's a lot of water that's been accumulated since it was kind of closed off. So while this is draining, I'm gonna go into town, getting some gravel. We're gonna put fabric down here and then gravel, drainage gravel, that can lead the water. And onto that we're gonna put the pipe. Boogie down. So I bought a new blade for this. This thing is kind of not really holding up anymore. I use this when doing the foundation for the garage. I've been raking quite a lot with this. So we're gonna make all of this into one pipe going down here. So this black pipe here, that is perforated with a lot of holes in it. It's not really a priority water-wise. There's not gonna be much water going in this due to all the rocks I've been putting down around here. So the biggest part of the drainage under the garage is gonna go in this gravel bed here, and in the other gravel bed there I did for the oil separator. So I don't really think this is gonna carry any water at all, but it's a good precaution still. If water tries to get pushed in under the foundation, it's gonna get caught up in this. This on the other hand, that is coming from the roof, so there's gonna be a lot of water coming from that. I don't know how we should do this. So if we connect this to one going there and that to one going there, we can combine them there. I think that is the best way. So these are coming here. So the water, when water coming down here, it's just gonna go through straight down to the pipe, but leaves and stuff is gonna get stuck in this. So I ordered these in the same color as these are, but they haven't arrived. They were rest noted, so they had a delivery of like 2 weeks. So I'm gonna temporarily put these black ones, but when I got my new ones, I'm gonna change them. So I got these in the same color. These are getting put, well, nope, that's just flimsy. You're not gonna put that. You're putting these in this side. So this fits perfectly. So you mount them like that, and they're gonna sit there really sturdy. So this thing is not going to be visible. I got a mountain so I fill with gravel just to the bottom here. And that level is, if I look at the mark I made there, around to up here. So I think I'm going to need to, I'm just going to cut this off a little bit. But we can do that later, since this is sitting a little bit higher. Just so you can get this off. I mean, if you bottom this out, you can't pull that out. What if we just connect these here? Put that so, and that. So. And this should come. Let's go in like that. Like that. And then this is coming. Guess we could do it like that straight away. This is about 30. Nah, let's go 45. Okay, so this is, that's gonna come. Oh, that is spot on. Put some jam. And we got these. That's 30, 30, 45. Oh, I put, yeah, that should be here. There's a lot of coppers for this. Now we just aim that in. So I got one 15-degree left. I think we're gonna need that. Let's see how far it is. So that is gonna be exactly there. And this is gonna go up a little bit. Yeah, that is good. Looks rather straight. So this is gonna come around there. And that's kind of exact. So this line here now, that is where the gravel bed is gonna be. So the finished gravel level on the yard around here is just here. Well, so my plan here was to keep going with that into this, but nah, that's just gonna mess up the water flow. Meaning that the water, when it comes here, it's just gonna crash and make a mess. And yeah, well, it's probably gonna go down this, but it's gonna fill these pipes unnecessary much instead of having the correct flow down. So we gonna, yeah, I can shorten this, and we're gonna start going down with both pipe and meet like a Y. I don't have another Y coupling though. That thing would be really nice having here. Oh, I thought it was a fish. It's just it's just the water there. There's a lot of water that's been collecting here. So about my little water well here. I haven't really thought that through yet, how I want to have that. But yeah, since my water table is so low, looking at the lake there, I don't have to dig down much to get water. The only thing with that is that water good quality, or is it going to be really bad quality? That's the thing. That's usually why you want to drill really far down to get good water quality. But I'm kind of thinking about, it's not impossible I gotta do this year. We might do that. I got 2 projects before doing that. So if it's not too much snow, we can get that well done. And doing some water testing, seeing if it's actually good water to use. So there we go with this here. Oh yeah, I put that wrong way. It's supposed to be like that, the flow is gonna go. That matters. So let's put this back. So I found myself a Y coupler. So this is gonna be rather perfect here. I'm just gonna throw some fabric here. Then I'm gonna fill this. I got some more. So my pile with this is running out. So I got like sand mixed gravel now. I'm just gonna use that to cover this. It's a little bit extra protection for the pipes, so there's no big rocks that pushing against that. Something I could mention though before moving on from here is that connecting the perforated pipe as I did here with the rainwater is that if there's a lot of water flow coming down here, that pipe could backflush, meaning that it would fill that black pipe and the water will get pushed out under the foundation here. Even if that happened, I'm not really worried since I got two drainage ditches going. So one is this and the other one is going there. So there's so much gravel here and then going down like that. So it will just get flushed down in the gravel and then it will get poured down there. But if you're looking on what I'm doing as an inspiration, how you should do yourself, don't do it like that if you don't want the risk of water getting back flushed into the foundation. That's also why you're separating the pipes, so you don't connect the rainwater to the drainage pipes. That's why you have two different pipes. Otherwise, the rainwater will get pushed out in the foundation. You don't want any water in the foundation. But yeah, I gotta cover this. And you know, I think we're gonna go and start getting some sand later on. So it may look like the pipes are kind of high here. Well, they are kind of high though, but so if we look with this, so that's the level it's gonna come. So the gravel is gonna be under this. So I'm gonna bring some tool with me next load. You can hear they're slow on hydraulic oil or the filter is starting to clog. Somewhere there. I don't know, you can't really see. Yeah, so we're gonna check on that. You can feel how slow it is. The pump is cavitating, so. Starting to get a little stormy outside. All the leaves are blowing off from the trees. I don't know, this filter doesn't look bad, so. This filter doesn't look bad. The oil level is a little bit low here, so let's fill that. I mean, if this is leaning a little bit, it could be that it's sucking air and the pump is gonna start cavitating. So Gramps here to clean up a little bit, taking all the logs that's been just in the way. So this height is now set to the edge of that, where the water is going to get poured out. Let's measure that. Okay, so that is to the edge there. So this is the same height as I took there. So we got a lot of fillings to do here. So the plan now is to put fabric onto this. Then we got to fill it with sand. The fabric is just to separate the material, so no clay is getting pushed on into the sand there. And the fabric are letting water through, even though I believe most of the water is gonna go in this direction. Alright, so I'm gonna start filling this with sand now. So I'm gonna come in from here, I think. Start filling there. And then trying to come in from that side. It's kind of soft coming in there, but I gotta give it a go. Also, if I fill here, I could stand with the excavator somewhere there to just scrape it out. It got a little over dimensioned, this thing, maybe, for the water it's gonna handle, but it's better than too small. So this was all the sand I had. We're gonna need to go and get some more, but might as well do that tomorrow. Even the sun went down now, so I don't think it's gonna be minus in the morning though, when I check the weather, but probably close to that. So we're gonna, when we got the correct level here, we're gonna put fabric on, and then we're gonna put on the pipes, perforated pipes. If we put the perforated pipes straight onto this, the holes are big enough for sand to sink in there, so we do not want that. So it's a few days later now. I've been away on some other business. I haven't had the time doing anything here. So I did put up a little short video on the Instagram there, what I was doing. I'll put a link in the description if you want to find that. I do from time to time put up some daily videos, what I'm doing between these YouTube videos, if you want to see that. But anyway, so while I was away, I started thinking, and I changed the plan a little bit. I don't remember even if I told what I'm going to do here. But if I did that, I gotta change that. So these pipes are something I got a long time ago. Those are broken there in the bottom where you connect the pipe. So I got them for very cheap. They've just been laying around. So I might as well use them. So I gotta make two separate wells here. Initial plan was to connect the drainage water to this. That is connected to the oil separator. And having them two connected, and from there just let the water drain in this bed. But I gotta do it a little different. So I'm gonna connect a separate well to the drainage water and having the oil separator with its own well. Since, I mean, if you want to do some testing on the water coming from the oil separator, it wasn't a requirement when installing that, but if you want to do that, it's easy to have one well. So I'm going to use one of the black pipe for that. Yeah, so the other black pipe I'm going to use as a buffer tank. There's a lot of water coming down at the same time. This will act as a buffer tank. This can hold 450 liters. I think it's enough. Well, I do have two more of these I can use. So I gotta save this and that part. So. So this outlet here, it's got a little low, so I'm gonna raise that. I'm gonna put it around here. So the inlet is coming out here on the other side, just so the outlet is a little bit lower. So yeah, let's put it there. So I gotta need to go and buy a hole drill for that, so we can get an exact. It's easier doing it that way. So let's plug that. I might as well at the same time go into town to get some finer gravel. The gravel I have, the 16 to 32 millimeter, it's a little big. Putting between the pipes, raking around. It's easier using a little bit smaller. Might as well go get that. So let's plug that. We got boogie down. Let's go have a look. This is 4 to 8 millimeters. Yeah, this thing can get in the perforated pipe there, so we can't use that. Not that it will probably sit just fine. Some of that might get in there. Nah. This is 8 to 60 millimeter. Yeah, let's get that. That's gonna sit good between the pipes. Let's put that in there, material 8 to 60 millimeter. Okay. Oh, I had a scaling pause. So lower that again. You want to hear the iconic beep before you lower the load. Now it's weighing. Gonna hear 2 beeps when it's finished. So that's one bucket is 9.7 pounds. That is of interest. So I also went by a friend and borrowed some scuba gear. My plan is to take a dive before the ice sets in that lake. Well, in this lake here. I've been meaning to do that all summer. Well, I did went down with a snorkel this summer, but that wasn't really good enough. So I am gonna do a checkup before the ice sets on the hose I got going down the lake there. That is included in my system for heating my garage. It's a future with it though. But I'm still gonna do that, so I went by and borrowed some real scuba gear. So my plan right now is just having these hairs to lift this a little bit. So in case there gets some dirt and stuff in here, it won't just clog against the fabric. Now it's raised a little bit so things can kind of escape. So when I'm putting gravel here now, the gravel is gonna go under that and keep this up a little bit. And all the holes are draining points. So that got a little short, so I included that. I mean, I still got 2 more I can use. But this is good. Now we got the whole bed that we use. This is kind of heavy. I just gonna cut this above where I'm gonna need it, so yes, I can fine cut it later on. The wind kinda wanna catch this now, so. I'm gonna use this to connect the last bit here. It's a little bit of a radius coming here. These are easier to bend. So I also got these black pipes that's not perforated, but this is a solid pipe with a smooth inside. Lay two here. The pipe coming from the oil separator, that thing has been insulated all the way to the garage. I still gotta insulate when I get everything done here, just above and around this pipe. Reason for that is that the water in the garage is gonna get used winter time, so that can't freeze. I think it would survive without this insulation, but why risk it? It doesn't rain that much in the winter, so that thing doesn't need insulation. Even if it is a little, some wet days and start dripping from the roof and some pipe may freeze, it doesn't really matter. It's gonna unfreeze in the spring when it's needed, but I don't think it's gonna freeze anyway. higher now so I can reach a little longer. I'm still gonna fill over the pipes with draining gravel. I guess I could take the excavator and just push this up. I mean, sometimes it's nice getting out of the cab and just doing some blowing some steam. Since I had this pipe left, I might as well use that. So I gotta use this for two things. One is that I gotta connect it to that pipe, the two pipes furthest away and the middle pipe. Just have it like look down in that, seeing how this bed is feeling. There's not supposed to be any water when looking down this after a rain. Maybe heavy rain will make this fill a little bit, but after a while everything should be gone. So we can kind of have this as a visual check to see how this bed is feeling. Yeah, and the other thing is that I want to bring some oxygen down this bed. Normally when you build a bed like this for a sewer, all the toilet stuff that's gonna come, well, it's gonna be separated, but all the water left over from a toilet needs aerobic bacteria to break down the organic stuff and to avoid smell. I'm not really sure how important it is to bring oxygen down in a bed like this. It's gonna be any organic material coming down here. Might as well. So our friend the aerobic bacteria can do its thing. The thing, if you got a bed like this, an infiltration bed that's kind of smelly, that usually means that the flow of oxygen down in the bed is clogged. you kind of want those little bacteria stuff. This is just so the bigger hole doesn't fill with rocks through that, so that's why I'm putting this on. This soil or clay it's really soft. There's no point trying to do anything with this now before it dries up. So I kinda gonna leave that to dry up. Oh. As you can see, this is already been filled to the outlet pipe there. Since that thing is kind of connected, it pours down in there. So I just received the box with these covers I gonna have here. So these are I think these are a better color than having black ones. It doesn't really fit there. So we're gonna mount these on. That is gonna sit here. This is gonna be the finished level, just under this. So in order to get this in, we need to cut the pipe around there. Just put a dab of color so it doesn't start rusting. Okay, so this is how it's gonna sit. So now leaves and stuff, when it comes down here in the gutter, it's gonna end up, well, going like that. Not going down into the drain. But, I mean, small stuff like this, little twigs and things like that, can still get down here. and float out in the bed. But I mean, organic stuff is gonna get break down by our friend the aeroba bacteria. So not really a problem. Now we just need to wait for the rain to come so we can see these in action. But we got 3 left, so let's do that. So when building the foundation and putting these pipes in, I just marked approx where the foundation was coming. So when doing the final adjustment for the foundation, it was moved a little bit there. So this ended up further out than it should, but not really a problem. It's just if you drive something heavy here, well, the ground is still gonna get raised now, so it's gonna be protected. But the plan was having this close to our foundation so you don't drive over it. So this insulation right here that goes around, that's just for the foundation, saving on some heating cost, and well, you don't want it to freeze underneath the foundation. That thing can lift. It has a lot of lifting power, so we don't want that. But this is gonna be organized better when everything is getting filled. So this is how the finished result is gonna look. Gravel filled just here, so the pipe can't be seen. So I gotta fill this around the garage and then get this level filled out of the garage. But that's next year's problem though. I don't really have the time for that right now. But I mean, it's just a few months. We're gonna have the snow and the snow is gonna melt and then we're gonna do this. But it's just a few months away. Looking really good. So it's just started raining. Hopefully it starts raining more in a bit. I just want to get this fixed first. There's no idea even try to paint this now when it's raining. So this pipe, I remember I just plugged it and left it in the ground. But it should be somewhere here. So this thing was hiding here. Okay, so we're gonna cut it here. There's no point trying to fix anything more here now. It's been raining quite a lot this night and last night. So everywhere you drive, the machine is gonna sink. So this isn't finished. My plan here was to fill this entire where the fabric is with the rocks. So the rocks I'm gonna need for this, I got some of the rocks sitting there, but it's not that much. It's not gonna be enough. So rest of the rocks are in the forest, and a part of the forest road where the rocks are, yeah, that thing is gonna be as soft as, well, not really as this ground, but it's still gonna be soft. So it's like a 90% chance I'm gonna get stuck with the truck there. So let's just get those rocks next year. But I mean, the function for this entire project now, it's gonna work through the winter. There's no doubt about that, even though I didn't get that completely finished. Yeah, so let's just go through how this system is gonna work. So if I take in any vehicle now and want to wash it and stuff like that, the water is gonna get poured down in this drain. So the pipe dug here is gonna lead the water going like this, and there it's going outside. And from here the water is getting led there to the oil separator. So that thing will clean the water from any oils and stuff like that. And when it's done that, water being cleaned, that water is gonna travel here under this mess to this well. Just gonna get poured out there onto here, and from there into that pipe, and from that pipe it's gonna get led here where the water is getting distributed to the ground. So yeah, the little water that's gonna come from inside the garage is not gonna be much. I think it's just gonna need this little spot here, and then it's just gonna sink down in the ground. Kind of same thing with this though. So all the water coming on the roof is going down the gutters into the piping and going here into that. And pour it in here. The reason why the well is going deeper than the actual pipes are is so sediments and stuff coming from the drainage can just sit on the bottom of this, so it doesn't get poured into the infiltration and clog that. So all the heavier stuff is just gonna sink down in the bottom of this. Yep. Yeah. And that thing is also gonna, well, it's gonna get distributed here. And if there's a lot of water coming, it's raining straight for days. I think what's gonna happen is just that if the ground can't take up the water is gonna flow and come out here. It's gonna be like filtered water coming here. You can stand here with a tap and just fill your water bottles. It's gonna be fresh water, newly filtered from tons of sand. So I still got one big project before closing the jobs for the winter, and that is this. I still gotta build my heated pad here, so I can get rid of this mess that is on the schedule. First, tomorrow I'm gonna go diving, then I'm gonna start with this. And if I got time, we're gonna dig a well. But the weatherman says it's gonna start snowing tonight, so this looks kinda, maybe not. We'll see.